car this morning, so I'm trying to figure out what some of the buttons do. I'm taking it to have the tires rotated and balanced, so I had to rearrange everything this morning to make certain all the stuff in my truck that I have to have for today was with me. I thought, what am I going to talk to you guys about this morning? And I thought about talking about my kids. I thought about talking about Star Wars or superheroes or something like that. And what I am going to talk to you about is my short-term fear right now. In the next week, I'm going to possibly be given the opportunity to make a decision that will impact my life. It will impact the lives of my entire immediate family, and in some ways it will impact the lives of other people that I know. And in doing this, I've got one chance to make the right decision. Now, I know that might sound ominous. I know that it's like, oh my God, like you're gonna have to have a heart transplant. No, it's actually, in a lot of ways, it's kind of not that big of a deal. I have seen other people make this decision several times, and it doesn't seem to really impact much of their lives at all. But I haven't made this particular decision in the past 16 years. And, I am looking at changing jobs. The entity that I currently work for, I am ready to leave there. I have maxed out my capacity there. I have been told by the administration at my current position that I'll never achieve anything else there, which some would say I should raise legal qualms there, because that's pre-selection and it's technically not legal. The point is, that's great. That's fantastic. I don't want to even go down that road. The place that I work at is not a bad place. There's a lot of benefits to working there. The administration at the location that I work at isn't perfect. They're not horrible people, but they are going to do what they want to do, and it has been made clear to me that what they want to do and my department don't go together, and that's okay. That goes back to the good old-fashioned, the people that make the rules don't live by the rules. The people that make the rules can do what they want to do. I accept that. I don't necessarily like it, except for when I make the rules. Then I'm fine with it. And everybody, if they're being honest, feels that way. So, I have interviewed for another entity doing a not totally dissimilar job, but a significantly different job. My current position, I may work with a handful of other people, and that handful of other people are the same people. I don't do any kind of forward-facing customer service work at all, like none. This potential job is all forward-facing customer service work. The overarching subject will be similar. If you know me, then you know which agencies I'm talking about, and I don't want them named because I'm not speaking for either of those institutions on this channel. I am only speaking for me. So that's why I'm saying entity and not just naming the place. It would be a lot less awkward if I would, but it's just not going to happen. I had to look at my shirt and make certain the name isn't showing. So I shouldn't have said that out loud, and I don't know how to edit that out. I just won't move on. The thing is, and this is why I'm scared. What I'm scared of is there's basically three options. Option one, the entity that I'm looking to move to could say, hey, we want you, and we're offering you a financial package that is fantastic, and you'll have no problem accepting it whatsoever. If that happens, then I don't have a decision to make. It's already made. I am changing jobs. And then the next option, you know, in a week or so, they could finally call me up and say, hey, we really appreciate you interviewing with us. We've looked at all of our candidates, and you are not the person we're looking for. They would be like, hey, there is another, and I'd be like, great, I'm not the chosen one. And if you don't get that reference, I don't know if we can be friends. And that one is also easy because, once again, there's no decision to make. I just accept that God's will for my life is that I stay at my current position a while longer, and I'll have the option of continuing the job hunt or sitting down, shutting up, and doing the job that I do, and being okay with it. And now the third option is, you are the chosen one, here's the financial package we're offering, and it's like a $10,000 a year pay cut. At that point, what do I do? At that point, do I say, okay, it's a step down for a potential to step up? Do I try to do the math, and do I try to figure out, can I live on less resources than I'm used to? Can I tighten my belt? I probably could. My wife and I have made fairly decent financial decisions, and we are fairly responsible people. I have the capacity to take a pay cut. I just don't know how much of a pay cut I actually have the capacity to take. And that's the fear. The fear is I've kind of gotten my hopes up, and then they're like, oh yeah, here's this opportunity. It's an absolute gamble. It's an absolute, maybe. And I don't like absolute maybes at all. I like to, I don't gamble at all. Now, when I say I don't gamble, you can say, hey man, let's go find us a waterfall to jump off the top of, and I'm in. And Once again, if you know me, you know that last summer I hobbled for about 3 weeks on crutches because I took a fall. It wasn't a fall. I jumped off of a waterfall, landed in the wrong spot, and my leg got cut nearly to the bone. And then because I didn't want to ruin the day for the kids, I stayed in the water for a while, and I stayed on the rock that I landed on, so that and directed my kids where to jump so that they'd miss the rock. And then I swam my butt out of the water, and my wife who is she looks at it. She's a medical professional. She looks at it. She's like, that's not okay. And I'm like, let's just put some duct tape on it and not ruin the day for the kid. And she's like, you're a moron. And I'm like, yeah, you married me. What's that make you? And so anyways, certain gambles I don't mind taking, but there are other gambles that I absolutely am not going to take. This is more like one of those where it's like, okay, you're making decent money, you know what you're making, and you know that you're secure in your position even if you're burnt out at your position, and you know that the people above you will tolerate you, but they're not going to promote you. And you also know that if this other place says, hey, we do want you, and we're willing to start you, but you're gonna have to take this pay cut. That's that kind of gamble that I don't like to take. That's that kind of gamble that I don't want to take. And I'm like, what do I do? I have been praying about it. Probably not like I should be praying about it. And I would like God to give me an absolutely, massively, blatantly obvious, clear answer. Like I'd like to crack open a fortune cookie and read the fortune, and it'd be like, Luke, take the job from, sincerely, Jesus. I want it to be answers to prayer for dummies level clear. And I'm not getting that at all. So that is my current conundrum at the moment. I haven't been talking about it to really too terribly many people. My wife and I have had some discussions about it. Now there are certain things that I have to figure in, and this is why it's so daggum hard for me. So the distance from my driveway to the parking lot of my current job is a 40-minute ride. The distance from my driveway to the parking lot of the potential job is 12. I don't know the difference in mileage. I haven't done that. Excuse me. But I know the difference in time is 28 minutes one way. So that's an hour a day of my life returned to me. The other thing is, the county that I currently work in is not the county that my kids attend school in. It's not the county I live in. It's not, I have to make certain decisions, like when it's time to go to church. I've got to drive 40 miles home to then turn around and drive 20 miles back to church. If I take the potential new job, then I'm 12 minutes from home, and then my kids, they hop off the bus. I get to the house and I'm like, hey, y'all, jump in the truck, we're going to church. That obviously is for Wednesday nights, not Sunday mornings. So there's significant benefit there. In my current job, they provide a work vehicle. I don't use my vehicle at all for anything. For the potential job, there is a work vehicle, and if I'm using my own vehicle, there is a mileage benefit. I don't know how much mileage I'd be getting, but would it be significant enough to make up the difference? Going back to that decision about my wife and I make fairly good financial decisions, our vehicles are not grossly overpriced, and they're fairly well taken care of, and they're not decrepit. So, our vehicle payments are on the lower side, and one of them is about to be completely paid off, which will be freeing up $500 or $600 a month, and it's like, once again, it's these vague things that aren't the big giant specific answer I'm looking for. I don't know. I'm excited by the potential new job. I am very burnt out with the current job. Now, when I say I'm burnt out with the current job, I don't want that. I'm burnt out, but I'm also not like completely unhappy. Like, I can still go to the current job, and I still enjoy working with the people that I work with. But I have certain expectations of the current job and the current facility that are fairly negative. Something breaks, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that'll get fixed 3 years from now. And I can point at specific things and say, this has been broken for this amount of time. One of the things that we had, no, I won't get into that. I'm not going to give specifics. That'd be cutting too close to home. But yeah, I could take people to specific places and say, hey, this thing, it's been broken, and I could give you relative times. Like, I could tell you, did it break before COVID or not? Or I could tell you, there was one item that was broken, and there was a note written on it, and it was dated, and I took a picture of that note that was written on this particular thing, and it was very humorous, because it was like, how is this allowable at this facility? And well, fart. Alright, so when you're driving by sense of smell and you're talking to yourself, and you're supposed to be going and getting your wife's tires rotated on her car, and then you literally drive past the exit because you've been driving this same route for 16 years, and yay, I gotta get off and turn around. So, yay for me. I just miss my exit. Oh man, it's a good morning. Well, hopefully they won't be open yet. Yeah. All right. You know what? I'm gonna wrap it up. That'll be the end of my story this morning. Whether you know me or not, if you found this story intriguing, I'd like to know your thoughts. The reason that I'm doing this channel is because I'm hoping that it is a seed planted for my kids, so that my kids will have a decently well-built platform for when they become adults. I really do believe that my kids are going to be, in some way, shape, or form, preachers. My two older ones, I think that they might be more directly involved in being the preachers. And my youngest one, I think he might be more interested in, actually building stuff and making new things, and then using the proceeds and profits from the building of the stuff to fund ministry. But he's 11 years old right now. Social media is a tool, and me getting on here and having them do videos, and me getting on here and doing videos, it legitimately is an effort on my part to begin to build the foundation and plant the seeds for a platform to be built to help share the gospel. That is the ultimate goal for this channel. Today's rant is my thoughts on the big current decision that I've got to make, or the big potential decision that I may have to make. I appreciate you listening to me. I appreciate the fact that you would take the time to comment. I'd love to know, have you ever been in that kind of a situation? What did you do? How did you pray? I'm going to be signing off and getting back on the interstate and going back and exit. I appreciate your time. I'd appreciate your subscription. I'd appreciate your comments. As always, y'all be safe.